A 3-year-old girl went up the mountain alone to gather herbs. She accidentally saw an elderly woman fainting on the ground. When she got closer, she realized the woman had been bitten by a snake and was poisoned. She quickly took some herbs from her bamboo basket, crushed them and applied them to the wound. After seeing the elderly woman's condition improve, the little girl turned and left quietly. Unbeknownst to her, the woman she saved was the chairperson of a large corporation. When the elderly woman regained consciousness, she only caught a glimpse of the little girl's back. At that moment, her assistant arrived. The woman immediately asked her assistant to find the girl's whereabouts, as she wanted to personally thank her for saving her life. Meanwhile, the little girl had already returned home. Due to her grandmother's serious illness and lack of money, the girl not only had to gather herbs on the mountain every day, but also take care of all the housework. At an age when she should have been carefree, she was burdened with responsibilities far beyond her years. Watching her granddaughter's small figure, the grandmother felt both heartache and guilt. Thinking about how her health was deteriorating by the day, she worried about how the girl would survive alone in the future. So she told her granddaughter her mother's address, so that if anything happened to her, the little girl would have somewhere to go. The next day, when the girl brought porridge to her grandmother as usual, she found her grandmother's body cold and stiff. Her grandmother had passed away. The girl had lost her last source of support. With nowhere to turn, she packed her belongings, carrying her grandmother's ashes, set off on a long journey to find her mother in the city. She walked for 3 days and nights, finally arriving at the address listed, and meeting the mother she had longed for day and night. But just as she eagerly ran to embrace her mother, she discovered her mother had a new son, and had started a new family. The girl approached her mother, trying to reconnect, but her mother's new husband feared she would be a burden, and drove her away, telling her to find her father instead. It was already late, and the girl didn't know her father's address. Her mother, feeling a twinge of sympathy, persuaded her husband to let the girl stay for the night, and promised they'd contact her father the next day. That evening, her mother prepared a simple dinner. Though it was just ordinary food, to the girl, it was a rare feast. She couldn't wait to take a bite, but her mother's husband, disdaining her for being from the countryside, only allowed her to crouch on a chair and eat plain rice. The mother wanted to say something, but her husband suddenly began bragging, claiming he was about to close a deal with a major corporation, and that their wealth would soon be limitless. Hearing this, the mother became ecstatic, completely forgetting about her daughter, and busied herself serving her husband food, trying to please him. Watching the warmth of their family, the little girl felt envious. She took out her grandmother's ashes, wanting to commemorate her, but this scene caught the man's eye. He found it extremely unlucky, and demanded the girl throw the urn out immediately. Hearing her husband's cruel words, and seeing the girl crying on the ground, the mother hesitated for a long time before finally walking over. She wrote her ex-husband's address on the girl's hand, telling her to find her father immediately. She then left without looking back, ignoring the girl's cries. At the same time, the wealthy grandmother was still searching for the girl. The assistant reported that the girl had gone into the city to find her family, but had since vanished. Hearing this, the grandmother ordered more resources to be devoted to the search. Meanwhile, the girl, with nowhere to go, wandered the streets. Hungry, she tried to buy some food